Hello and welcome back to Tricolor Gaming with me, Fletcher. And welcome to my review of episode 3, Swamps, for season 2 of Prehistoric Planet. If you haven't seen my part 1 and part 2 of this, looking at the first 2 episodes, do go and check those out. So, what do I think about this episode overall? I think it can be summed up in one word, and that is intense. The episode starts in good old Prehistoric Planet fashion, with some good old-fashioned baby murder. This time, young Asdarkid pterosaurs, probably something like Quetzalcoatlus or Hapsigopteryx, young, hatching out of their eggs on a swampy island, only to have to run the gauntlet of swimming over a lake infested with prehistoric crocodilians, many of which do suffer a grisly end. And the episode starts, it means to go on with this intense sort of nature. Following the intense opening with the baby Asdarkids, we then move to seeing these beautiful Ostroraptors hunting fish. And I have to say, the design of the Ostroraptor is one of my highlights from this particular episode. It has this very bright red, white, black plumage, which is beautiful. I absolutely adore the design of these guys. And we basically follow the struggle of a juvenile Ostroraptor who's trying to find a good spot to basically fish, and has to sort of sit back and wait for the adults to start fighting so he can go and grab some. And then we return back to Madagascar. And I thought we were going to probably look at the Magiacaesaurus again. But actually, this middle part of the episode, after the intensity of the start and the end, but we'll go into that in a minute, this middle part of the episode is actually quite a bit of humour here. We follow Devil Toad, the Beelzebufo, who is on a quest to find a good swampy puddle to stake a claim to as his mating ground. And his attempt to do so gets interrupted by some sauropods. I think they're rapatosaurs? I'll have to check that in the editing. And they basically they take over his little swampy patch, and so this quite annoyed Beelzebufo has to go looking for a new puddle to make use of. And it's just quite a relaxed, humorous middle section. The Toad has quite a lot of, I wouldn't say he's quite emotive, but the way that they make him move around and the noises he makes, and where he blinks and sort of how he falls and flops around, there's quite a lot of mood and attitude in his depiction, which just makes him even more kind of funny. But in the end, the Rapatosaurs sort of wander off, and the Beelzebufo is able to use one of the giant footprints of the sauropods as his new puddle, and it's inferred that he finds a mate as a result of that. I have to say, the middle section with the Beelzebufo, scaring the living daylights out of a sauropod that gets too close, watching it sort of bounce down this hill. It's probably the funniest part of a Prehistoric Planet episode I've seen. And after the horrificness, which was seeing this guy eat a baby Magiacaesaurus alive, this kind of presents the Beelzebufo as a bit more cute, if I could use that term, for a giant prehistoric toad. I don't know, what do you guys think? And then we have this another big, intense section with the Pachycephalosaurs. Now again, these Pachycephalosaurs, another highlight of the episode for me. They are beautiful. They have this sort of deep lime green coloration, with the male adults having this sort of orange throat and bright red dome. And they're just stunning. I love the coloration on these guys. And it's something I'm really glad to see, is that these animals are being depicted with colour and vibrancy, and it's not just a bland brown dinosaur, which is what some shows like Dinosaur with Stephen Fry have often presented dinosaurs as. With this particular part of the episode, we have a fight between an older adult and a younger adult, basically for the right to lead this herd of Pachycephalosaurs. And it's really brutal. They really hammer at each other. It's obvious that the showrunners have used other animals that headbutt and stuff as inspiration for some of the movement here, but it looks very natural and is very brutal. For a lot of it, you're not sure who is going to win here, or if they're going to come off both worse for it. In the end, the fight ends quite abruptly with the adult male smashing the younger one really hard in the side of the ribs, and it's clear he's broken something or really hurt him as he limps away. But it's just nice to see this sort of behaviour. But the design of the pachycephalosaurs, absolutely stunning. Love them. And then the final part of the episode, we focus on a North American swamp, and we see the return of Triceratops and Edmontosaurus coming into the episode, basically coming to the swamp to feed, and we have the return of our big bad T-Rex. And these are, the same T-Rex model we've seen from season 1. This sort of cream tan coloured belly with the darker brown top half with the light dusting of primitive feathers. And again, they look brilliant. Been having discussions in my comment sections with people when I'm talking about colour and wanting dinosaurs to be more vivid. And I don't necessarily mean that dinosaurs have to be multicolored rainbow pattern things for me to like them. These T-Rex, the patterning and colour is very subtle, but it works. I like it. What I absolutely hate are when dinosaurs are just one bland colour with no hint of a pattern or no hint of any different. Again, see Dinosaur with Stephen Fry, for example. A lot of its depictions of the dinosaurs were very bland and boring. But yeah, these T-Rex basically wait till nightfall to hunt down an Edmontosaurus, and it's one of the most chilling and horrific hunts I've seen in Prehistoric Planet. These two T-Rex really do throw their weight around, and they smash this fully grown Edmontosaurus to the ground and just go at it ham. It is really not horrifying, but it definitely presents the T-Rex as a very distinct. This is a aggressive, powerful, fast, intelligent hunter. It's not some fat, chunky, mostly scavenging, dumb dinosaur, as people like Mr. Horner would want us to believe. No, this is a fiercely intelligent, powerful animal that is definitely worthy of the title of one of the most powerful carnivores of the time. Again, the episode censors the blood and gory bit by the fact it's at night. The T-Rex heads do appear to have blood staining on them, but because it's dark, it's not directly in your face obvious. So again, the episode self-censors its depiction of the bloodier parts of this nature documentary. I'm still critical of that. But yeah, so again, a very intense, brutal moment for the episode, brilliantly shot. My highlights from this episode then, definitely the design of the Pachycephalosaurus, the humorous activities of the Beelzebufo, and definitely the brutal T-Rex kill at the end of the episode. Absolutely terrifying. Really loved all the parts of this episode. One thing I would say is the episode felt shorter than it actually was. It was exactly the same length as the other episodes, but because we spent more time with each sort of area, the episode did feel quite a bit shorter. It's the first time I've been surprised when the episode came to an end. But in general, I think it was another really good episode. I think I prefer this episode to the Badlands episode, but I still don't think it was as good as the first episode. That first episode, still the best so far of the season for me. Let me down in the comments what you think about the episode if you've seen it yet, and what do you think of the series as a whole so far? Do you think it's better than Series 1, or do you think it's not as good as Series 1? I'm curious to see where people will fall in that regard. I will see you tomorrow for my roundup of the Oceans episode, which I am really looking forward to. It's my number one episode that I'm looking forward to of these 5 that they're doing. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Until then, stay safe, and goodbye everyone.